week. I don't like to call it hump day. I never have liked that statement, but you know, I could go further with that and get a little naughty. But this show is not meant for children. Just in case I decide to get a little naughty, it is not meant for children, but they're allowed to watch it if they have the supervision of their parents, grandparents, legal guardians, and they're okay. Now, as I say that, we all remember Renee and what their family is going through, and I hope you guys are still. Hi, Janet. Ron, Janet says hi, Ron. Stephanie, good to see you. Russ, good to see you. Jana, I got your card today, sweetie, and you're the first one on. Thank you so much. You cannot believe the smile I had on my face when I got the mail today and I seen that card in there. Thank you so much. Gary, good to see you. Richard. Sharon, I'm not going to keep going, guys. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but I'm having a hard time seeing the screen, and there's getting too many. But that's the advantage of coming on early. You get your mention. I think this is the first time Jana's ever been first. Jana, how are you doing with your goals? You still doing it? You're going to stop when we get this stuff because we're going to party. I have a goal set myself. After today, I have 2 more days of 30 days to walking 1 million steps. That's 33,333 for 30 days every day. Every day I've made at least 30,000. A lot of days I've made a lot more. And as a matter of fact, I think if I walk like 15,000 tomorrow, I'll have the million. But I'm just going to walk to 30, and I'll make sure I get at least 30,000 every day. And it was just something I wanted to do. It's took a little bit of its toll. I am now wrapping my one foot, my left one, because I think the wear and tear so many steps in a month is catching up to me. So, hi, Bill Woods. We're just going to go in and I'm going to say the pledge, and we're going to do the song, and we're going to come back and get the show started. I got some Gematria tonight. One of our people sent me a message and said this would be good for the show tonight, and then I added one more to it. So you'll have to remember that one that I added to it, it has to deal with the hat, but it's his real name. But when I say it on the show, I'll have to say the hat. But it actually, when I say it, it is his real name. For anybody who's going to be here tonight that don't know, we do talk in a little bit of code, and some of the people in there, if you don't know what the code is, they can kind of explain it to you. But we do not say the real president's name. We do not say the fake president's name. We do not say the whatever he is running for president's name. When we talk about certain things happening, we call them Big N and Big G, and they can fill you in on that. But the reason I'm saying it, guys, is because over the last couple of days I've been in contact with Renee's husband, and me and him have been talking a lot, and he needed some help with the surprise that Renee left them, the currency. Well, let's put it this way. She may not be with us where we can see her, but she's with us that she took care of her family. She did very, very good, and it's even going to get better. So I'm in a process of working with him. We chatted on the phone yesterday probably for a half an hour or more. So if I was supposed to get back with someone on something, and Linda, I did write you a nice letter today, but I haven't responded to your new one. Just keep Renee and her family, but the husband and the 4 kids are supposed to be on the show tonight. They're going to watch, and I'm going to put some things together, and I told him I'd help him get to the Redemption Center and do what he's got to do. And worst comes to worst, and I hope it don't come to this, but if worst comes to worst with the Redemption Center, once I go to it and everything, I'll drive to Pennsylvania or fly to Pennsylvania, and I'll make sure he gets there. But we're not going to let him lose what he has. Guys, he's part of the family, just like Renee was. And I know Renee's looking down on us now, thanking us. And that's not what we're after. It's never what we've been for. We've always just been a close, loving family. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If tomorrow all things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt as love is land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave their right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt of this land. God bless the USA. Next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless you.
Say, there you go. There's my singing. There's my singing. God bless America. Proud to be one, a U.S. citizen. Someone looked at me today and they asked me two questions. They said, "Why do you love Illinois?" I said, "Because it's where I was born and raised, where my parents was born and raised, and I love it." "Why do you love the USA?" And I said, "You don't even want an answer to that. You haven't got enough time." And I said, "We're about ready to go to such a America, a great world again. We're going to be the leaders. We never have lost it. It's just the things, the masks are about ready to come off. The reason that Sleepy always talks about the masked president is because he knows what it is." And I was listening to Restored Republic today, and they were talking about, the people that's wore the mask, for Sleepy and that. And I said, what cracked him up the most once was when he disappeared for 2 or 3 days, and the new actor come back playing him, And when the new actor come back, he was 5 inches taller than the other one. He says if he would have been wearing the same suit that he wore when he disappeared, been like knickers, wearing knickers, remember them pants and that. But guys, there's a lot going on, and I want to talk to the kids. But boy, I tell you, I've got what I feel is some exciting things. Will they happen? Yeah, eventually. Will it be before November 5th? I think so. I hope so. But if it doesn't, it will happen at least on November 5th. They're not going to allow these fake people to continue. They're not, if we have to go, we have to go. And it's terrible because we have so many people that need. So many people that need. I was on the phone with a bill collector the other day. It was actually the hospital. I was sending the hospital a few bucks every month, and you know what? They never had no trouble cashing the checks. But now all of a sudden they said it's been over a year since you was sick. We need to get this cleaned. I only owe a little over $100. And I said, well, I'll send you a check this month. Well, make sure it's for the whole thing. I said, no, it ain't going to be for the whole thing. Well, Mr. Anderson, we may have to go to court over this. I said, you wouldn't go to court over $400, but now you're going to go over under 100. And then all I'm going to say is, well, Judge, I started sending them $20 a week, a month. And that's what I've been paying them. They didn't have no trouble. If that $20 wasn't enough, if they needed more, why did they cash that first check and that second check and that third check and that fourth check? And then I'm going to turn the tides because I'm going to come back after you. And they go click, click. It's always click. When you get the upper hand, they know you got them. It's always click. But that's okay because I don't like talking to these people anyway. So, anyway. For all of you that did not listen to Bruce last night, shamey on you. For all of you people who want to say Bruce is the same thing over and over, well, you know what? Instead of saying that, give him credit that he comes out 2 nights a week and does it.
Talk about the 5th, 8.
So,
And everybody
as I talk to the kids, I always start off with Patriot Super Jimmy, and with Mommy, the same way as with my brother-in-law, nephew of mine, many people in our group. We didn't get the beds to certain people quick enough. But I'm going to tell you, there's not one of the people that's left us that if we could actually talk to them, for 2 minutes, they wouldn't tell you. You get on them beds. You use them beds because you were chosen to be here at this time. Now, I've also heard over the past that certain things can happen with these beds, especially if it's within a year or two, or I had heard up to 3. Some other people had told me they had heard up to 5, that you might be able to make contact and actually see some of the people. But I don't go and preach that. It's just that I never close a door unless I know it should be completely shut. But on Bruce last night, he started off with these miracle, these magical, these wonderful, I could go on and on with names on these beds. And he wanted to talk a lot about the regression. And in the regression, he's talking about, we've been told, and you guys, listen here. We've been told for how long we could go back, maybe 30 years. But I can remember when I first started covering several years ago, there was a gentleman who's involved in these. He's not involved with the military, but he has as much knowledge of these things as the military. And that's Jared Rand. And Jared Rand said, it's going to come to where if you never want to leave Earth, you ain't gonna have to. And people kind of got down on Jared, thinking he's kind of, ooh, cuckoo for cocoa puffs, you know what I mean? And he's the one that I first heard from, that if someone has passed away and left us within anywhere from 1 to 2 to 3 years, there's a possibility of things happening. What I've already discussed. But Bruce says now they're not saying 30 years. Now they're saying 50 years. And I go, wow, man, I can be 20 years old again. And then Bruce broke my heart. He broke my heart. Because I can't go back 50 years. They'll only let you go back to where you're considered 28 years old, according to what he said. Now, Ron's sitting here making fun of me when I come back today from babysitting the little monkey, because he's sitting there making fun of me because, see, he said, wow, if we can get me in there before December 10th, I can go back to 28. But otherwise, I got to go back to 29. And he says, and you'll be 28. So in December, I'll be 29. And in February, you'll be 29.
And then in May, Russell be 29.
And in May, Russ will be 29. In April, my sister will be 29. No, she won't. My sister can't because she's way too old.
She gotta go.
She can only go back to 31. But it's a lot of fun, guys. And when I talk about humanitarian projects, that's one of the main things I want to talk to them about, is learning as much as I can about these things, because I want centers everywhere. And then Bruce talks today about there's over 500 of these beds in the United States. Over 500, not 50, over 500, I think he said. I may be wrong. I might be a little excited and
They're Walmarts.
And he's telling they're in parts of hospitals that are shut down. They're right in our view. We just aren't viewing them. They're in Walmarts that is shut down, other stores that it's shut down, that has been remodeled. And if you remember, I told you I found a building here a while back that as soon as I get the money, I'm going to go and buy it. I don't care what it costs. I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to say, let's get together and get it done here. And as I said, if we lose a loved one, my brother-in-law left us a little over a year ago. One of the last things he said to me, he says, I'm not going to make it. But he shook my hand, and he gave me as big a smile as he could, and he says, but thank you for never giving up on me. He said, you're more than a brother-in-law. And I say this because I know that there's people, Myrna, who's lost loved ones. And there's going to be questions, why couldn't they have got there? They are. They're here. They're being used. They're being tested, and they're working. It's just that nobody knew the people that needed them. Nobody knew Renee needed them so bad. If we had a contact that we could have got to the right people, she would have probably been able to go on there. And I say this because in a video that I watched, they stated they're being used, that a 80-some-year-old, I don't remember if it was a man or lady, man who had terminal cancer and only days to live, was cured overnight, 100%. Other people are being cured in a matter of moments, minutes, hours. They work. And it's not just that. As Bruce says, other people are saying, this is not just the beds. It's everything else that comes. But someone looked at me and says, I'm old, I'm ready to go. No, you're not. You know what life is. And okay, here's the thing, you know what life is. And I know I'm supposed to be talking to the kids, but why? I'm so excited about this projection that As the girl used to say that I used to tassel corn with, I'm so excited I think I'm going to pee my pants. You know, but it's just, you know what Earth is, and you still love it. With everything, with the way we have been controlled, mind controlled, and everything stolen from, lied to, cheated, the things that they've done, and we still love, because we love our families. We love the people that we love. We love life. Heaven is the greatest journey we'll ever make. But if we go to heaven on earth, I believe you're going to live heaven on earth. And I know that sounds silly when I say it, but I believe it. So, Jimmy, I know it's too late for mommy, and we're sorry, and I've told you a couple times already, little man, if I could turn back the hands of time, I would. I would. Hi, Russ. Janet. Hi, Myrna's here. M-A-N-N, man. Life in quotes. Some people I don't recognize. But anyway, Patriot 11, love to hear from you. Just drop me a line. Let me know you're okay. Tell Grandma to drop me a line. As I said, I got a postcard today from Jana, and you know, whenever you talk about Jana, you got to talk about the princes and our little queen. And it's rough on me. Princess, our little queen. I got 2 granddaughters that was princes in a parade a week ago Friday night. And the youngest, when the little monkey looks at me today and says, well, Grandpa, why ain't I your princess on this show? Because you can only have one princess. We might have to say Princess 1, Princess 2, and Princess 3, but you know what? Haley, you're our girl. We love you so much, and Hunter, you're a great kid. Grandma gives me reports on you all the time. Even though I don't think I'm getting your name right every now, you've never said anything. You let me call you what I want to call you. So, the books. I was talking on Signal, and I was telling everybody, listen to what John says over there. John's the man. He's in charge of it. John's the boss. And I like to go in there every now and then. Sometimes I don't say anything. I just love to read what these people are saying. The conversations they get. You know, and as these 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people are talking, you know, none of them have never met each other. And they're talking like they've been friends for 100 years. The love that they show, you know, going back to Renee losing her, as I was telling her husband, I says, I was trying to help my granddaughter, super gymnast, with her friend whose dad passed away at 37. And is trying to help. And I was coming out of the grocery store, and I got in the car and I said, well, let me check some things out before I drive, because unless I'm in the country where there's nothing around, I'm on a road that I know that I'm going to drive 15 miles, I ain't going to see a thing. I happened to open up Telegram, and Renee's husband had posted that Renee had lost her battle. And see, I'm not the kind of guy that hides things. People want to laugh at me because I show emotions. I don't care. And I literally sat in that parking lot for 10 minutes and cried. I talked to myself, I talked to God and asked him why. Asked him to look after the family, and you know, I just talked to her a few days before. She told me she was a battler and she was going to beat it. But we ask the question why, we'll never have the answer. But we got to be strong for the family, and I'm working with them and talking to them, and Jimmy is sharing a lot on our group Telegram page. So just, we'll all be together. Like the song says, love one another. Anyway, Boogie, Boogs, Boogaloo, and Boogaroo. As I said, your grandpa is the greatest. You know, he gets very goddish, and he'll come up with sayings. And I'm thinking, oh, John's been reading the Bible today. I can't come up with things like that. I mean, I believe in God 100%, and I talk to him every day, but, you know, I just, what'd Myrna say right? Myrna got something right? Boy, everybody, Myrna, we're having so much trouble with our phone. I mean, it's just ridiculous the way the phones are right now, but it's all part of the show. Remember, and you know, I want to finish the kids section because I got so much to talk about. I forgot who I've talked to. Oh, I haven't talked to Karate Kid and Wyatt Earp yet. I just love it because at midnight, when most people are sleeping, when you have sleep apnea the way I did, and I don't really have it anymore, but when you have it and you have to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work for 5 o'clock in the morning, you learn not to sleep. And you learn it doesn't bother you. In the long run, it does. That's probably why I got heart problems. But, you know, I figure 7 times doctors have told me, medically speaking, I should be dead. God's got a purpose for me, and I'm gonna stay here as long as He lets me. But you know, I'll start walking at midnight, walk for an hour, and get a bunch of steps in, and feel better about myself. Sit down and drink about 6 beers. No, I don't drink 6 beers at night. I only drink 3. No, I don't drink at all. Every now and then. Bears won the first week of the season, and me and Ron did drink some beers that day. It was like old times. But the reason I was saying about the walking and that is because at this time of night on this channel that I have on TV, just to have it on, they play Wyatt Earp commercials, and I always think about the little band. You know, I know his name's Wyatt. That's all I know. Heck, I don't even know Karate Kid's name. But I don't have to because, see, when I meet him, I'm not going to call him by name anyway. And I don't think they'll get mad. Patriot little Leona and little Ilana. Prayers for little Ilana's great-grandmother. Little Ilana's grandmother, Peggy. She's having some problems. And she's a mother that raised her little girl that had 2 girls herself. So I guess it would be her little Ilana's great-grandmother, but I have a hard time understanding people that old, that young, being a great-grandmother. But, when you have kids at 16 and 17, it has a tendency to happen. Anyway, moving on. She's having some problems, so keep Peggy, little Leilana's great-grandmother, in your prayers. Then we have little Leona, who is growing like a weed and getting cuter and cuter and cuter every day. Now, you guys, you've got to remember, little Leilana, she went through a lot of things like my little Kira did, where she was in the hospital. She was in it even worse than Kira. Kira was only in there for around 2 months, a little over 2 months. Not quite 2 months. She had 3 operations. The operations she had, none of them had a successful rate of more than 50%. So a lot of prayers went out that day, on them days, but she made it, and man, she is on wheels. She is into everything. But she made my day the other day. I was in taking a nap, and she came in, and I heard her come in, but I was in that half awake and half asleep stage. And I heard her say something. Didn't want to answer because I didn't want to wake up. And all of a sudden, she crawled up on my bed, and she went, bam, right in the side of the face, and laughed and said, "Papa, wake up." That's the first time she called me Papa. Right after that, she called me Grandpa. So I'm Papa, I'm Grandpa. I answer to just about anything. But anyway, it is what it is, guys. And as I told you, super gymnast. Her and the little monkey. They was in a parade for princes. They made 3 or 4 princesses because they didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And Patriot 7, he was the Grand Marshal. He got to ride in the fire truck and throw candy out. And I said, well, what good did it do you to throw candy out? You wasn't there to get it. And that's what the little monkey tells me today. I said, how was it in the parade? She said, well, it was nice. I waved and I smiled a lot. But she says, I didn't get any candy. I had to throw it to other kids. That bothered her. Small Hank is at church tonight. I don't know why. Doing something there. They have a Wednesday night service at the church, and they won't even get him baptized, but they let him go to church. That pretty much takes care of the kids, everyone. So a little bit long on that, but I got a lot of other things in. But where are we at? Bruce. I was talking about Bruce, and Bruce was very adamant last night about the special beds, and he really went on and on and on. And he said that, with the fake attempt, well, they say with the attempt on the hat, it threw us back a day. Well, as I told Ron, it's going to happen when it's going to happen. And I'm really trying hard not to even look and say dates. Tomorrow night Bruce will come on and he'll give us a good show. But I thought the enthusiasm that he had was off the charts in last night's show. The bad thing about last night's show is Marianne is on a little vacation, and she's not telling me what's going on, so I have to listen to it myself. I don't listen to him live because I think they're great people. I just can't get through Sue selling her golden bundles or her platinum bundles or her bundles, and Bob promoting his prostate and all of the stuff, all the crap like that. I just can't.
Boomers.
You have boomers. And it's good because, see, at least the way they did it, they're not looking at you. Bruce is not looking at you and saying that I won't tell you something, or I won't answer a question, or I won't help you unless you give me money. There's people out there that do that. And I quit following the one guy. I mean, people send me stuff. I'll take a quick listen to it. I might mention some of the stuff he says. I don't promote this guy at all anymore, and a couple other ones, because, when you have to give money to get a question answered. No. And the other night I'm on TikTok, and I stumbled upon the hat doing a live broadcast, and it sounded like the hat. He talked like the hat. It wasn't a hat. And I'd be willing to bet you if they found out that someone was doing that, they'd be in trouble, because, see, Patriot Savior has been trying to get me to contact him, and I've been trying. I've tried 2-3 phone numbers that I've been able to find. We put it out there in a video. If anybody knows how to get in contact with him, let me know so I can contact him, or he give him my information. He can we just got a few things we'd like to discuss. And this was what he was doing the other night. He was talking to people. What would you like to say to the president? the real president. And man, I kept posting things and telling who I was, and I kept doing it and doing it. I said, come on, man, help me out here. Let me ask you a question. Give me a special message thing where I can send you my phone number or my email, because I'm not going to put my phone number and my email address up on something that's being watched by 25,000 people. I ain't that stupid. Well, maybe a little bit that stupid. But he never would answer. But he kept saying, we got to get the likes. We got to get the follows. We got to get the likes. We got to get the follows. Well, I just opened my thing up here, and on ours, there's a place here that you can follow. All you got to do is hit a button, and you can follow. And that means you'll get the information when we're doing the shows and you know, all that stuff and that. But you don't have to pay no money. But I clicked on that thing, and it said, well, thank you. All you have to do is pay $6.99 a month. I just, boom, I deleted everything there. I said, this is bull crap. I went in, I said, this is total bull crap before I did it. I said, this is bull crap. Everybody who's trying to get to talk to him, forget it. Everybody who's talking to him, forget it. He's not who he says he is, because the real man would not ask for any money, because he comes out personally time and time again and said, if people ask for money, if they take money from people to make personal gain, because they're not asking for money to go to a donation for something. They're asking for money for them. So be careful. And especially on TikTok, be careful with everything, because everybody on there is trying to get your information to get money. I love watching the little videos, the girls golfing. Man, they just had almost the whole series of the women winning that cup, the women golfers. And man, I was watching that. It was amazing. Other videos I watch it are good. But boy, when people start sending you, I just love it. This girl started following you. So I was raised, if someone's nice to you, you're nice to them back. So I follow them back. Hi, my name is, and I'm just going to make up a name. My name is Mary Ann. What's your name and how old are you? So I'm kind of a smart aleck. I give them my name and I said my age is 69 because I like it. And that's as far as I'm going. And they're so stupid. They go, well, that's good. And we start talking, and before we know it, well, I want to come and be with you. What? We've talked 20 words and you want to come? But in order for me to come and be with you, you got to send me a $50 bill or card or whatever so I can get gas, or they'll even ask me to come to their house. But they got a kid and they want to lock their kid in a room while I'm there. I'm saying, why? I'm harmless. You know, and I just got to the point when they start following me, I just scroll on. I watch the videos, you know, like David Duffy and some other people, Michael, several people that's here. They'll send me stuff there, and I do that. I'm constantly sending funny stuff. They have a lot of great jokes on there, you know, about little boy seeing mommy naked, and what's them? Well, them are her balloons. We have to blow them up. I'm not going to go any further. Just vision what I was about to say. But we have a lot of fun, guys. But just be careful if you go there, because, whoop, hey, can you send me $50? If I had $50, do you think I'd even be talking to you? If there wasn't kids on here, I'd add something else there. But I'm just in a good mood. So, I do have some gematria for tonight as we move forward. And I have this gematria because it was sent to me by someone in a text message and said this might be something good for tonight. So I said, well, let me see. Well, the first one is the one that I kind of made up for myself because I couldn't remember who sent it, and I kept looking in Messenger, but it wasn't in Messenger, it was in texting. So I made up one, and it says the false death of the hat, but not the hat, DT. Okay? 273, Divine Light of Jesus Christ, 273. The Code of Christ, Terminator Code, 273. Light at the end of the tunnel, 273. I loved her even before I met her, 273. Very, very soon, 273. God has a wonderful plan for me, 273. $1 million, 273. Real, the hat, not yet, 273. Whose side are you on now, 273. I love you so very much, 273. I gotta scroll here. Dear God in heaven, thanks, man. Amen, 273. Combinations of modifications, 273. The real king is not yet here. No, the real king is not here yet, 273. I never wanted to hurt her, 273. Tons of closeness to death, 273. Mighty Jesus, miracle healing, 273. The sounds of the trumpet, 273. Conditional surrender, 273. Now, the one that she sent me and didn't realize, I don't think, that she sent me a second one to use was the Bible will come to life, 222. Simple English Gematria, 222. Orange is the new lemon, 222. Economic Forum, 222. October Surprises, 222. I am most thankful, God, JC, 222. Military Intelligence, 222. Abuse of the Spirit, 222. Operation Overload, 222. To code the world is a stage, 222. One rightful heir of God, 222. And the last one is the Bible will come true, 219. Energy of the Spirit, 219. Second coming of Christ, 219. Trust yourself, 219. Very, very honored, 219. Leader of the Illuminati, 219. There is no place like home, 219. Kingdom of God is near, 219. Decode 20 families rise to, 219. This is the final battle, 219. Corona, that thing that they call it corona, and then the virus with it. Epidemic, 219. We will never forget, 219. Her Majesty the Queen, 219. She gone. He is hidden by the hand of God, 219. What's my purpose, 219. Late Show presents, 219. Trauma, pain, suffering, 219. Sons of Light, I am God, 219. One World Trade Center, 219. Thank you for sending me them. When you really look and you read and you get into Gematria, and guys, I am no expert on Gematria. But what I am is whenever you put something in about the hat, whenever you put something in about the good people, there's so much stuff in there that is right on. It's almost, in a way, it's almost scary. I gotta get out of there. Bear with me a minute. Yesterday, my daughter had to take Patriot7 and get his 9-year-old pictures taken, and they stopped by my house when we was out on a deck just sitting out talking. The kids were playing on the trampoline, and as they got ready to go, little monkey Addison looks at her mommy and says, "Take a picture of me and Grandpa." This is the picture. I thought that was pretty good. I really liked it. So, I do have something else I want to share. I got to pull it up here. Remember, I've talked about, and we've all talked about, cheating in sports. we've all talked about that. And never mind, I can't share it. I thought I was going to be able to share. We've been talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, and they've won 2 games. They're 2-0 this year. In both games, they've got late rally calls to keep the rally going to get the winning touchdown in both games. And people are starting to say that the referees are kind of helping them. And I had a picture to share with you on that, but for some reason I cannot find it. Oh, here it is. This is the Kansas City quarterback Sunday after the game when they had just beat the Bengals 26-25 because on 4th down the referee called a penalty, and the referee that called it was 35 yards away in the end zone, looking through about 6 or 7 different people, but he could see it, but a referee standing 2 feet from it couldn't. And here's the picture. I'm sure you can see Mr. Mahomo having an intimate moment with the referee. So, remember guys, this show is a lot of just fun. What do we got for tonight? Let's see. This is from TNT, I think. TNT update. Good morning, TNT. Good morning, TNT. Today is Wednesday, September the 18th, 2024, 41:04 p.m. I was thinking we would do this a little different, but I didn't tell Ray 1:07 p.m. Here is the good news. The technical situation has been resolved. September 18th, banks got memos yesterday. They were supposed to get ready and be there. This morning the message was get ready because it was scheduled for the morning 1:08 p.m. Between now and Friday, we are now waiting for this big announcement on the Fed rate and what it will do for the economy 1:09 p.m. It could go while we are on this call or right after, but the RV announcement should be tomorrow morning, not Friday, 1:10 p.m. There is a scheduled time, but no one wanted to put it out there, 1:10 p.m. The markets should change immediately after the rate change, which is normally does September 18th. Market will change with the Fed announcements. They want things to settle down and then let the RV go 1:11 p.m. We will see, and we are live, things going minute by minute. I've given you all the information. The rates are out. The banks are ready. Hopefully you are ready. The texts and the emails will go out. You should be prepared. I was told we will get the first ones we will be the first ones to get the banking side. Someone else will also get it, another guru. So this call should be our final call. That's always good news when someone's saying they believe it's their final call. This is about the big end payment shown. Now this was something that someone posted and she goes, oh my gosh, you guys, this is Morningstar. Here, I'm watching my local news right now. It's real time. Today is Wednesday, September 18th, and the big end payments are being announced on my TV screen. This coincides with the article I shared with you, philanthropist Tom Calzolano, donating the big end funds to nonprofit organizations. Here is the clip on the news on my TV, and it had a picture and a video of them showing it. I was not able to save that to bring it here, but then Ron Ron sending me one of my favorite things I get at days. A flag with an L flying, meaning the Cubs had lost. For you Cub fans and that. Okay, here, I can't blow it up any, but here's actually the video that I was telling you about of what I just read about showing live on the screens. Short but good. This is something Ron sent me that's short but good. We'll see what he has to say. Come on, open up. It's a kind of a picture of a clock with the hands kind of straight up. Showtime! The plan to save the world. White hat military devolution. Plan in place. Arrest. Wars have begun. Blackout necessary. Yeah, it was good. And it was short. What else we have? This is pretty good, he says. Or they send it. Oh, he didn't tell me it was this long. It's not real long. Okay, this is from Wolverine. Ah! The singer, the opera star. Urgent military intel. Military, Big G, EBS, martial law, deep state, and white hats at war, breaking the deep state's reign of global control is crumbling. Military, Big G, the emergency broadcast system, and the white hats are engaged in an all-out assault on the elite cabal that has manipulated governments, media, and economies for generations. The time for freedom is here. The elite secrets will be exposed and humanity will be set free from their grip. We are on the edge of a global blackout, the emergency broadcast system, EBS, where communications will cease for 10 days. The deep state's control over everything, media, banking, and even your thoughts will be shattered. It is not a conspiracy theory. It is a reality. We've been waiting for. The White Hats will take over the airways, broadcasting 3 explosive documentaries over every channel. For the first time, the truth about the crimes of the elites will be revealed. This is war, and we won't back down. For years, the deep state has deceived and controlled the world, from your finances to the information you consume. They built their power on lies, manipulating every facet of society. Now the system they created to enslave us will be destroyed. Their control over global finance, especially through the Federal Reserve, has kept you in chains. The private cabal controls a staggering 98% of the central banks worldwide. Think about that for a second. There have been rigged elections, created false narratives, and orchestrated events like 9/11 to secure their empire. The very day the Human Equality Act was supposed to liberate us, the Twin Towers fell and evidence vanished in wreckage. The patterns are too clear to deny this is a calculated assault on humanity. But the deep state never anticipated a man like the Hat. He was supposed to win. He wasn't supposed to win. In 2016, they rigged the system against him, yet he triumphed now, and the White Hats are fighting tooth and nail to tear down the deep state's empire. But they knew the Hat was a threat, and that's why they rigged the 2020. They couldn't allow him to finish what he started, erasing the Federal Reserve debt and freeing us from financial enslavement. The fight isn't over. The White Hats continue their mission, preparing to restore the Hat to his rightful place. Their days are numbered, and we, the Patriots, are the ones who will see the dawn of freedom. Stay vigilant. The storm is coming, and we're closer than ever. to victory. Share this with everyone. The truth must spread like wildfire. The world is waking up and we will win. That was very good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bruce's intel reading. Now, I'm probably not going to do much of Bruce and much of Judy tonight because I've covered pretty much our whole stuff. But we'll see a little bit here what we got here with Bruce's intel reading and cover some points. Intel only. We are going to start with the special beds that you should know about the leaders in charge of the special beds for us. We have changed the amount of time we can regress setback from 30 years and discuss. And if you are 80, you could go back to the age 30. So that's 50 years, and that's pretty significant. So the major and other part of the youngest, and you can go back to the age of 28, and now that's the age Bruce wants to go back to. So just letting you know, and the holder, you can go back in 5. If you are a Zim holder, you can go back to the beds. You can get on them within 5 days of going. The sooner the better, because you can start your projects and you can be healthy and happy and strong. Plus, you can also show to the people whose eyes are closed what really is about to change the world. We heard the last couple of days that the bondholders can see they're getting their funds, but they cannot touch them yet. Thursday or Friday, so in 2-3 days should have access. And in keeping with the shotgun start for 4A and 4B and the Admirals groups, those should get their notifications sometime, possibly tonight or by noon tomorrow or before this coming Friday. The 800 numbers will come out. Please help people who don't know about the 800 numbers, but you know they have things. Make sure, if at all possible, they go to a redemption center. They have to go to a redemption center if they have Zim, but they will get a better rate going to the redemption center than a bank. You still cannot trade for any profit yet at the banks, but it is showing up on the screens. SS still by the end of September, and R&R is supposed to be this month. The R&R is already in an account that you will see when you go to the redemption center, and the Social Security should end up, and we should all have the extra about whatever they decide to give us by the end of the month. Now, if we get notified by noon on the 18th, we should be able to set appointments that day or the next day or whenever is convenient for you. The R&R, as we said, will happen by the end of the month, as long with everything else. That is wonderful intel, but now I'd like to talk about Sue's Golden Wisdom Bundle. Okie dokie, sounds good to me. That's Brucey. Let's see what Judy has to say.
A lot.
Judy has a very long one, but we're not going to cover a whole lot of it because we have covered so much tonight. This is Judy Bidington, 18th of September 2024 at 12:01 a.m. One of the things that on Restored Republic today that the man doing the show did say that Judy wants to apologize to Bruce. It's somebody impersonating her. She would never say that about anybody, and she just wanted Bruce to know. So Bruce, if by chance you're watching this show, just know that Judy did not badmouth you, and I never believed she would anyway. I will say this, the one person I've stayed in touch with and the one person I've followed every day since I got involved in this is Judy, and whenever Bruce has been on, Ree and Ron have followed him. Right now, a globally coordinated military strike designed to obliterate the globalist power structure is bringing in the greatest transfer of wealth in the history. Trust the plan, pray, watch out for protect, save the children. S blank 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 C worshippers and their secretive covens exist across the globe, perhaps even in your neighborhood and right next door. It is only wise to have at least a month's supply of food and everything, the medicine, water, and all that. Judy, note we are sitting on the edge of a global blackout in emergency broadcast system, EBS system. Junior announced on his Telegram channel blackout in 1 week. I did see that. Global Military Alliance does have it all. They have overtaken the bad and the elites who put the strings of the world, and the Illuminati family have all been taken down, including the really bad ones. You know who I'm talking about. Like the hat, President Kennedy knew all about the CIA child, the trafficking, ring operations, the deep set military using all the stuff that they did, and that's why things happened. That's the same thing as Abraham Lincoln, why he was taken out. It wasn't just so much John Wilkes Booth, it was the bad people. They've run us for a long time, guys. But it's about our turn. The bubble was set to burst on Wednesday, November 2024, with the start of the Nuremberg Trials 2.0, which we were bound to reveal all. Another bubble was popping across the globe by way of more planned. I'm not going to go there because that's going to get me in trouble. People in the country, that a lot of people are saying, the Monica's buddies and the ones before them, huh?
Friends.
I can't hear you.
Friends.
Monica's friend and them that all run together in the same thing. They are on this. I know what I want to say, but I'm not going to take a chance. Even though the Hats golf game was a spur of the moment, MSNBC was filming. Why? Why was a guy able to get within 300 yards with an AK-47? Why? Why did Time magazine post an article on the front page stating the Hat was in trouble in the bunker? Because that's where he was at when he tried. It cracks me up. You drive 10 miles and over to the speed limit in town, not thinking, your mind's someplace else and you're not thinking. There's nobody around, but all of a sudden if that police officer is right there, boom, they have no trouble taking you in. And if you put up a fuss, they have no trouble throwing you in jail. But these people, what they've done over all these years with all of this proof, nobody wants to look at it in court. All we hear about the Brunsons, they're going to rule on it today. They're going to rule on it today. I'm starting to wonder if the Brunsons are even real, or if this is just something made up to keep us on our off guard. I know they're real, but it's just, it's aggravating that this is a movie. The movie is over. They've done enough to show the people what's going on. They have these videos, these movies, 8-hour movies ready to go. They have everything they want. And guys, I'm still going to say this. As much as I want the revaluation, as much as I want all this other stuff, I do not see it happening as long as Sleepy is still in charge. That's like kicking yourself in kahunas. You go through all of this stuff for almost 4 years, and all the years that we went through it, you go through it to cover things, to make sure so when certain people find out, they don't put two and two together. And now you're going to let him be in office when you have the greatest transfer of wealth money in the world? No, it has to end, and it has to end now. That's my feelings, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That being said, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. 1 hour and 5 minutes into the show, and we got 140 people on here. Keep the family, keep everyone in prayer. I did not see if Jimmy and his dad and brother and sisters were on tonight. If you were, thank you. If you weren't, watch it on a rebound. We're all praying for your family, and we're just thankful we have a family and loved ones and that. And dear Lord, as we come to the end of tonight's show, just look after us all. The ones that need you more, look after them a little more and put angels on their shoulders. The rest of us just look after us, but make sure you look after 100% of the children. Lord, take care of us all. Keep us strong until we can go to where you want, heaven on earth, and glory days can begin as we talk to you and pray to you through our Savior, your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. Good night, everyone. Love yous all.